Should I go on a little rant about the game? Pro Team is not working. Do I like the game? Not particularly. So here's the thing. Like, the game isn't unplayable, right? Like, it's not unplayable. I feel like that's a word that, when it comes to mine for this game, I think, oh, it's unplayable. But realistically, it's not. Clearly, I'm playing it. Career mode is actually one of the more positive things. What I will say, though, is like save half, rotator cuff tear, okay, maybe. Terrell mate, I was going to say Taylor, but that's Terrell mate. Fractured skull 33 weeks. Like, how often do these injuries actually happen in real life? I don't think I've ever seen an NRL player with a rotator cuff tear, and I don't think I've ever seen I've probably seen a fractured skull, but it's not something that happens, and yet I've got two of the, like, most random injuries of all time. To add to career mode, I like career mode. I love career mode, actually. It's really good. It's a lot better than Rugby League Live 4, but that's about it, though. Like, Pro Team, you can't even get onto Pro Team 24 hours after the game has released. It's still not out. All of the dramas about the Xbox, where they couldn't even play the game until like late in the night. That's an absolute joke for a game that costs $100. Some people paid $120 depending on what sort of version they got of the game. I played $100 personally on Steam. I know you can get it as low as I can definitely get it for $80, just a physical copy. I just gotta obviously wait for it to ship, and I might get it for the PS4 actually, just to test out what the differences are, but. All this like talk of how smooth it is and all that sort of stuff, I don't get it. I feel like the graphical improvement makes it feel a lot smoother. Like, I feel like the frame rates are a lot better than previous ones. I feel like it's kind of an illusion. The gameplay it's like a worse version of Rugby League Live 4. It reminds me of before the patch. When Rugby League Live 4 first released, I was very outspoken that it was actually a disappointment. It was definitely a step down from Rugby League Live 3. And I feel like a lot of people agreed with me, but there were also some who were kind of just like, oh, it's the recent game. Bit of like recency bias. Like, absolutely not. This is a good game. Now, all these years later, everyone's like, oh, Rugby League Live 4 was the better game. Or, we wouldn't even mind if the next game is Rugby League Live 4. So they've taken that quite literally and have given us this shitty version of Rugby League Live 4. Every little glitch you can imagine. Halves get onto the wing instead of getting in position. It's very hard to get kicks off on the fifth tackle. In terms of all the passing is still the same. The only improvements is support's a little bit better, speed's a little bit better, and the offloads actually seem to be somewhat good instead of that shitty loopy one. But other than that, it's pretty much the exact same. So they've improved in a few things, but they've also regressed in a few things, and I feel like that is very, very alarming for a company that hasn't released the game in terms of Rugby League in 8 years, and we get dished out basically the same game with a couple, like career mode, like I said, is a lot better. Pro Team is obviously a new game mode. It's not like they haven't released new things. It's not like if you go and play Rugby League Live 4, like, you're not going to get these new game modes. So on that aspect, I get it. But at the same time, like, if anyone's sort of going, oh, well, they got the new rules. Well, like, clearly they're going to have the new rules. If it went on and we had the exact same ones, you're already disappointed, but like the 2-point field goal, right? It doesn't even happen that often in real life, but of course they're going to have it. Like, it makes sense that they're going to have it. All the other little ones, like a lot of their changes, all these animations that they reckon are in the game, just cosmetic. It seems to be like, oh, we got 100 new animations. I've seen a couple, and all of them are like cutscenes, like scoring a try, and you see a cutscene, or the players running out and stuff. That's cool and all, if the gameplay was good. But the gameplay is absolutely atrocious. And I feel like everybody's kind of clutching at straws, trying to figure out a way that they can kind of keep some semblance of positivity about the game. And they don't really have anything. So they just go, oh, the game's kind of smooth. It's like, dude, I've played the game. It's not smooth. It's so clunky as. Nobody can score tries if you play against a computer. Go and watch any content creator. Go watch them all play their first few games, and none of them score tries. In fact, I actually did score tries. I scored a hat-trick with Toy, but apart from that, I've watched a fair few of them, and all of them are like 6-0, or they lost the game. They lost the game 6-0, 6-10, all that sort of stuff. No one can figure out the game, despite it being Rugby League Live 4. It's very strange, but overall, terrible release, and I hope it doesn't kill off the Rugby League gaming community, because it definitely is capable of doing that. You're going to lose a lot of goodwill with the fans by the time that the next one comes out, and if this was a quick cash grab, which I think potentially it was like, we'll make some money and we'll focus on the next one, but terrible move. And we've also seen with how Big Ant works that there's no guarantees the next game is going to be any better than the previous one. In fact, they seem to kind of get worse. Look at the cricket game. They go from having like the best game, and then the next one comes out and it seems to regress. And then the next one comes out and is really good. It's kind of very hit and miss. It's just, very, very disappointing. And I don't go for the death threats or whatever that Ross is getting. But feel free to voice your frustrations. Like, definitely do that. I feel like this whole attitude of just be happy to have a game, I feel like it's such a terrible attitude, honestly. It's the worst attitude you can have, because it's like, yeah, obviously we're grateful to have a game, but at the same time, if the game is going to be useless and unplayable, then what's the point? We already had Rugby League Live 4. I played a modern version. I had all the lineups. I had all the jerseys. In fact, a lot of the overalls were a lot more accurate than what these ones are. I've got 90 rated Tom Eisenhuth. Like, come on, Carl Flanagan 86. What's the go with that? Now, in terms of like, is it a copy and paste Rugby League Live 4? Yeah, it is. Gameplay-wise, it is. And obviously, it's all the other game modes that kind of add on to it. You can make up your own mind. If the new gameplay, like I'm playing career mode right now, there's a lot more depth to it. Like, I understand. They have been working on some things. It's just the fact that the main thing that everyone in the lead-up was, oh, we don't care about graphics, we don't care about this and that, as long as the gameplay is good. And then it comes out and the gameplay isn't good. And everyone's like, oh, well, we got new game modes, we can open packs. Like, that part's cool, but that will wear off very, very quickly. It will wear off so quickly. Watch all these guys who all of a sudden making content on Rugby League games. Watch them do a couple days worth, upload packs, and then they're done. They're bouncing. But that's just my 2 cents on it. A little bit of a rant, but that's just my actual thoughts on the game. Like, it's not good. It's really not good. I suspected it wasn't going to be good. I called out Ross. I got blocked, and I wasn't rude to him. I wasn't doing anything. I just questioned things of like, why aren't you showing the game? And this is clearly why, because we literally got Rugby League Live 4. It wouldn't have looked good. And the reaction that they got afterwards, it just would have happened before the game, and they wouldn't have got the sales. They were talking about it being the most pre-ordered game and how they've sold out and all this sort of stuff. And now they're talking about how they didn't know, like they couldn't keep up with the demand. And it's like, bro, you're literally bragging about it. I don't understand. You already knew. I don't get this. But you know what? I think it's gonna go right up with Rugby League Live 4 as the most return game in Australia. I don't know about the world, but at least in terms of Australia, there's a lot of disappointed people, and I've already had numerous people say they're refunding the game. So, you know, this is what you get. You rush out the game, you go for a cash grab, and people just refund it anyways. Joey, you're so negative, mate. The game has been created by an Australian company. The features have changed drastically. Yeah, so what have I said wrong? What have I said wrong there? Xbox couldn't play the game all day. Like, people bought it. It's supposed to be up at 9 a.m. I still can't play the Pro Team game mode. That was, like, one of the big selling points of this game. And you just think, he's just so negative. It's like, yeah, I'm negative because the game doesn't work. I barely even touched on the actual gameplay things other than saying the gameplay's bad. Let's go. The dummy half is atrocious. Dummy half is way worse than Rugby League Live 4. They literally sprint from the other side of the field after the play balls happen. They don't actually get in a position. That's the first one. Watch the defense. The defense literally just will make a tackle. The whole team will rush up, stand in line, and then rush back because the game like glitches out. It's really weird. Another one, the referee's in the wrong spot. The substitutions are in the wrong spot. Even my mum, who doesn't even play the game, was like, oh, I saw things at the substitutions and the stuff's on the wrong side of the field. The players with play numbers are on the wrong side of the field. In career mode, Nathan Cleary won 5'8" of the year because the halfback and 5'8s all glitched out. Add in all the different overalls. Like, I'm not being negative, bro. This is legitimately what is happening. You can't just be like, oh, I'm negative. I'm actually pointing out what the facts are. If this game was like $60 or something, or if they'd actually come out and said this is like the beta version, same as they did with Rugby 25, at least we could kind of go, oh, well, it makes sense. Like, they're working on the game. They were so adamant on social media that, no, this game will get a day one patch, and it will be amazing, and it'll be great, and it'll be so much better than all the footage that we've seen. And now, obviously, we've seen the footage was exactly what we thought. The gameplay didn't change. The gameplay hasn't changed. All these animations that they keep talking about, they aren't there. Or at least, they're not on the significant scale as what they had sort of led us to believe. And they've done this for the AFL game, they've done it for rugby, they've done it for cricket. I believe even some of the tennis games, they've done similar sort of things. This is like a company that has history of doing it. Like, are we still going to buy the game? Obviously. But are people going to be annoyed and possibly not buy the next one? Yeah, that's definitely a possibility too. Yeah, but Joey, now you're saying heaps of glitches, you know it's trash, but yet you're saying I'm being negative. You've literally just said that the game is trash. This is like, I don't understand. How am I just being negative? Like in terms of like, why is that a bad thing that I'm being negative for talking about a game that you've just described as being trash?